Jitin, first to you. This was not just some random YouTuber. This was a guy who had, alarmingly accurate ground inputs and information. He was live streaming information before, during the riots. He acted as an instigator, and then he was practically covering the riot live in terms of, capturing what was going on, revealing details about where the police were, etc. This is a man who was, more than just someone who was looking for likes and shares.
No, I mean, you're perfectly right. See, this is not the first time. This is what happened in Delhi riots. This is what was happening during the farmer riots. This is what is happening in Mewat now. I mean, thank God you have put out the IP address details and location details of this guy. Otherwise, I'm sure, some liberals on the show would have been claiming that the Modi government is shutting down some freelance journalist who has got 145,000 viewership. So this is what has been happening. I mean, we saw government trying to ban 1,300 odd accounts which are operated out of Pakistan, spreading Venom propaganda and creating religious tensions in India during farmer protest. And out of 5 million people who were speaking against the government decided to ban 1,300 odd suspicious accounts. And the people say that, look, government is trying to stifle the free voice, free speech, banning some free journalists. I mean, every YouTuber sitting out of Pakistan working on the paid roles of Aspire today in terms of our liberal media has become a freelance journalist. I mean, if government tries to say that, okay, if you're running let's say, online news portal, please tell us who are you, who is the responsible person, please register the main administrator or the owner of this portal with the government. I mean, there's a hue and cry. I mean, tell me which mainstream media publication would want to hide the editor or owner of that publication?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody doing genuine, responsible journalism would always reveal their face. I mean, we have become a banana republic. Any attempt to curb fake check, any attempt to fight disinformation, any attempt to fight propaganda has been met with resistance from the liberal community or the political opposition parties. The problem is that we have failed to realize that India is at a perpetual war with ISPR.
Yeah.
It is not these 30, 50 odd terrorists Pakistan sends every month which get killed in the valley. It is thousands of people. ISPR is brainwashing every month, radicalizing every month. So
no, this is very true. Pakistan may be in at a historic low right now, but that doesn't mean that its war with India is going to soften at any stretch. Dr. Singh, apart from the ISPR, the ISI, etc., there is reason to believe that there is more to meet, more that meets the eye than just some random Pakistani YouTuber in the wilderness trying to harm India, because he was using 11 phones, 2 phones, 11 email addresses, 3 different locations, unusually accurate sense of what's happening on the ground. This has all the telltale signs of being an organized attack, sir.
Absolutely. I totally agree with Mr. Jatin Jain. And whatever has been mentioned by him, it is too simple. His educational qualifications and his dialect and accent show that he is basically illiterate, but he has in the payroll of the ISI trained and doctrined and trained very well to move around. You have exposed his game plan by giving his IP address and his geographical locations, because he was being supplied by video footages real time. They were supplied. The million-dollar question is who supplied and how, and they were again recast and rebroadcast on from his IP address to give the impression that he was actually moving around Mewat. This insidious movement, and also the attempt to slow poison and create an element of fear, disinformation, fake news and deep fake news, goes to show that ISI is eyeball deep in all the disturbances that happened. This is an eye-opener. I must compliment you for exposing this Mewati, who claims to be a Mewati, yet he's a Pakistani. And if he's a Pakistani, and I'm sure he is a Pakistani, this game has to be exposed. Now, the legal options are that we need to take it up by the IT Act. As also, I know Pakistan is going to do nothing, because Pakistan is as much complicit as Mewati himself.
Correct.
But what we can do is to identify the foot soldiers, identify them, nail them, and of course, we have a job to perform, and that job is to prevent spread of rumors and expose the likes as you had of Mewati and others.
Jitin, is there anything more that can happen apart from the IT Act, blocking, making sure that these YouTube videos get taken down, or is the only solution counterattacks?
No, of course you must block this, fake accounts. Obviously, you must take action. But I think on one last point, I disagree with Vikram Singh, sir. You see, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. For a country which calls Hafiz Saeed as a peace-loving NGO worker, which disowns Kassab, will never act against these hate mongers which are working on their own payrolls. I think the only action is that we must expose the larger designs, the complete groups which are working on
It's a
the
bigger
payrolls of
conspiracy for
ISPR,
sure.
and and expose Pakistan as a factory of coordinated disinformation and a worldwide religious hatred and radicalization factory of the world. I think Pakistan today is standing on a crossroad where in one hand एक भीख का कटोरा है, दूसरे हाथ में एक रिलीजियस हेट्रेड का एक डंडा लेके ये लोग घूम रहे हैं. एंड लेट मी टेल यू, आई थिंक somewhere down the line it is inertia of our own system. We have completely failed to counter this Pakistan-based information warfare. We have completely failed to educate our own society, our own political parties, that we must speak in one unanimous voice when it comes to this Pakistan propaganda. It is not about Hindu versus Muslim. It is purely
Yeah.
Pakistan versus a stable, peaceful, peace-loving Indian society. And I think last point I want to make, I think we must give Pakistan a taste of its own medicine.